Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Winners Ways podcast. This is where we talk about your money, your career, and we give you life motivation to help you to live your life to the fullest. So today, guys, I'm excited. I'm excited because we have a guest on the show. We have Jewel Tankard. She's an economist. She's a financial powerhouse. So you guys, you are going to be learning a lot from her, especially the women, because she has this Millionairess Club where she's empowering women. So that's going to be an awesome thing for you guys to, hear her and connect with her. So, hey, Jewel, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bola, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Okay, I just did a little bit of intro, but I want to hear from you. My audience want to hear from you. Can you please introduce yourself to my audience so that they can get to know you better?
Yeah, absolutely. So Jewel Tankard and married to an amazing man by the name of Ben Tankard. He's actually a very successful jazz artist. And we also pastor an amazing church here, Destiny Center here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And we also have a very successful reality show on Bravo TV for 3 years called Thicker Than Water, The Tankards, where it was basically talking about us being entrepreneurs and pushing our children to be entrepreneurs. My husband already had 4 children, I had 1. So we blended them together and we were pretty transparent about a lot of the challenges we had, and then also a lot of the victories that we had and how we were able to still kind of pull this family together and we're all pretty close. And also wanted to push them to be entrepreneurs. So we came on right after Housewives of Atlanta for 3 very successful seasons. We just finished filming Thicker Than Water, The Tankards, but now we own the content, yay. And you can see the 4th season on Tubi. And I'm also a part of another talk show called Chatter with Real Talk Kim, Dee Dee Freeman, and Monique Eilert Mosley, and Holly Carter, who's responsible for the Clark Sisters movie on Lifetime hitting record numbers. So I really like business and entertainment.
Awesome. So just to let you know immediately, I'm gonna check out your reality show. My wife, she likes watching reality shows, and I think we saw Housewives of Atlanta recently. So I'm gonna, check out your show. So that's awesome. So you spoke about entrepreneurship. Why do you think entrepreneurship is important, and why are you training your children to be entrepreneurs? Why is that important to you?
Yeah, I mean, entrepreneurship, I think is great. You get an opportunity to do ideally what you want to do and create the destiny that you always dreamed of, and ultimately can put yourself in a position to make an unlimited amount of income. Where if you're working for somebody else, they determine your value, they determine how much you get, they determine when you go on vacation, when you can get sick. There's a lot of control there when you work for someone else. So I really like to see people take control of their own destiny and begin to live out loud, really. But even more than that, Bola, I'm really interested in people becoming investors, because the reality is most entrepreneurs never become wealthy. So you might open up a clothing store or a shoe store, but it doesn't mean that you become wealthy. A lot of time, the overhead from the expenses, payroll, cost of the goods or products or services, workers' comp, you have a lot of expenses that are incurred as an entrepreneur. So we're seeing statistically, most people are not becoming entrepreneurs. So I always really suggest to people, hey, what we want to do is make sure that you put yourself in a position to become an investor. Then that way your money is literally working for you. Most entrepreneurs still work very, very long hours, hard hours. And in some cases, maybe they make, decent money, but if they ever stop, the money is over. So being an investor, I think, is most important for everybody.
Fantastic. I completely agree with you right there about being an investor. I don't know if you know about this, Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrants. I'm a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki. I know there's the right side, the business owners and investors, which is where we all want to be. But of course, it's not everyone that can be an entrepreneur. So I completely agree with you. If we all can learn how to make our money work for us, then we can become investors and we can generate passive income. So thank you very much for bringing that up. I saw that you had a book, and that book is The Mind of Millionaires. Can you please give us a glimpse about that book, Millionaires
Yeah, actually,
Mind?
uh, absolutely. Robert and Kim are good friends of my husband and I. Kim actually wrote the foreword for Mind of a Millionaires, and we're actually doing a live together tomorrow to talk about the book at 3:30 on my page. So yeah, they're great people for sure. So basically, I wrote the book because I've traditionally seen a lot of women, including my own mother, who I love and have a tremendous amount of respect for. Growing up, my parents are very successful entrepreneurs. I mean, we lived a pretty amazing life. We went to private school, lived in great, neighborhoods in the suburbs of Detroit. I grew up seeing my mom and dad have his and her Rolls Royce, his and her Mercedes. I had a Volvo at 16. And then, when I was 19 years old, we lost everything and I was devastated. And I remember asking my mom, Bola, like, hey, mom, did we have anything paid off? Did we have any money saved? And her answer for everything was, your father said this, your father wanted this. And this is when I quickly began to realize that my mom did not trust her own financial instinct. And I was angry with her for a while because daddy naturally, even to this day, is a very good producer. But my mom instinctively would have been a much better manager, a much better investor, and but she didn't trust her own financial instinct. And so I saw that happen and I was pretty angry about that. And so that was kind of my first mark. And then I saw my aunt, who was married to my uncle for 25 years, helped him build up this great insurance agency, to only one day, end up getting a divorce after 25 years. And she didn't really get a dime from him, helping him to build this $1 million, car insurance, auto insurance. They did every kind of insurance, commercial, home. And I saw that and I was like, wow, but she wasn't paying attention to the money. It was just, I'm in here helping him with no thought that I need to ask questions really about the money. And I just saw that, Bola, across the board. Most women, even today in 2022, even though, everybody's about their bag, everybody's about being an entrepreneur, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you understand, how much actually came in, how much actually went out, what's your net, how much are your taxes, how hard are you having to work for that money? Where are you invested? So I really did the book because I wanted to really cause women to think about their lives and not kind of have this attitude of, as long as I have love and peace, like you ain't gonna have no love and peace if you don't have no money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so wanting them to just kind of think about their life today and the kind of life that they want tomorrow and making sure that they position themselves.
So that is pretty amazing, Joel. What I hear right there is that you are empowering women, to take control of their financial life. And that is very, very important because we live in a new age right now. The days where maybe women would depend on men to make all those financial decisions, those days are past now. So you are doing a pretty amazing job helping women, to take control of their financial life. So I saw that you have empowered over 250,000 people, and you are a network marketer. Can you please break that down for us? Let's say one of my audience listening right now, they want to, connect with you. They need to understand how is Jewel gonna, coach me, mentor me, or show me the way so that, hey, I can start making all these financial decisions. I can start investing money. I can learn how to build wealth. So how do you do that, Jewel?
Yeah, that's such a great question, Bola. So I think, I like to tell people everything starts with a decision. So you have to decide, I want to be wealthy. You have to decide, I want to live a great life with no options. I think sometimes we underestimate the power of a decision. Everything, what you wore, your nice, shirt, you had to make it. You looked in your closet, you saw options, and you said, "I'm deciding to wear the shirt." And I think people don't realize that when you say, "You know what, I want to be wealthy," it first has to start with you making the decision. Because if you're like, maybe if it happens, maybe if it does, maybe if it doesn't, nothing will probably happen. It's not going to happen until you actually say, "No, this will happen," right? And so once you make that decision, then I think, God starts to divinely put things in your path, people in your path, relationships in your path, strategies in your path that will help you basically fulfill what you decided, not him, but you. And so network marketing is definitely very amazing. It's up there in the top 5 categories of the wealthiest people in the world. It's up there with entertainers, athletes, CEOs, network marketers. I've been blessed. I make, 6 figures every single month, because I decided to get involved in network marketing. So it literally is about you saying, "I'm going to share whatever this good or product service is with other people." Some people have referred to it as a, pyramid, but it's just because they're misinformed. Real pyramids are jobs where you go to work and they're only going to pay you so much. That's the pyramid. All the people at the top, all people in upper management, they're making all the money. And most employees are never, ever going to get beyond a certain amount. Where with network marketing, if you decide and are willing to do the work, then you literally can make an unlimited amount of income every single month.
Thank you. So, you mentioned something about network marketing. I've heard a lot about network marketing. I think it's one of the best way, to build wealth. If you can, I know it requires a lot of work, hard work, dedication, focus, strategy, like you mentioned. And of course, there are some maybe pyramid scheme out there, and that kind of has tainted the business of network marketing. But, people, tend to want to rely on people in position of authority. I know people that are connected with you, for example, they want to trust you that, hey, if Jewel is telling us this, that means Jewel has tried it before and we can trust her, we can lean on her. So when we think about network marketing, are there any kind of network marketing business out there that you can recommend? And if you don't want to do that,
no. Oh yeah. No. I've been involved with one for the last 6 years, and I've done other network marketing like skincare, cleaning products, and I actually did very well with those. But this one, hands down, I've made the most amount of money. Or basically, what we do is we teach the average everyday person how to trade foreign currency and cryptocurrency. Awesome. Everything happens on your cell phone. And so it's education, which is premium, because if you can get the education, you can implement the strategy and really start to build significant wealth. The only difference between the rich and the poor is information. So what we do is we start with beginners because we realize most people have no idea what the heck is going on. And so what we do is we teach the average everyday person when to put in a buy for Great Britain pound, Japanese yen, when to put in a sell on euro, Swiss franc. We tell you where to buy Bitcoin, when to sell Ethereum. So you literally are learning how to trade it, which puts you in a position to be able to make money every day. And then we also put you in a position to learn how to accumulate it. That means that I buy in whole Bitcoin, I buy in whole Ethereum. You don't want to let those things go. It's like having digital gold. You don't want to let it go. So why is crypto so huge right now? Crypto is simply just digital currency. That's what it is. That's digital currency. So if I wanted to go from here to Australia and wanted to take $1 million, and if I took cash with me, what we know is fiat currency, I'm going to have to go through customs. I'm going to have to pay duty. It can be stolen. It has to be transferred. There are a lot of different things that can happen. But if I take $1 million worth of Bitcoin over there, then it can't, I can't be sued. They can't put a lien on my Bitcoin. I don't have to pay duty because they don't even know that I have it. It's stored in the blockchain, which looks just like a barcode on your phone, right? So it is amazing because it's based on stored value. There's only so many Bitcoin, right? So that means that there's not an unlimited amount. So anytime something is scarce and cannot produce more of it, then the value of it overall is going to really go up significantly. And it's the same thing with, if an investor from, let's just say Canada wanted to come and buy an apartment building from me in Manhattan, and he says, hey, you got a $2 million apartment building, I want to buy it. But now something like COVID hits, he can't get to the United States, he can't get to Manhattan. So he's trying to figure out, wow, is this even really a good deal? If it's traditional real estate, you have, possible back taxes, property taxes, depreciation, and now there's COVID. So he might not even be able to leave his country. Yeah. Where if he wanted to buy $2 million worth of Bitcoin, he could buy it with no possible liens or issues at all. It's like pure profit.
Wow, that's a lot of good information that you shared right there. I've been following Bitcoin. A friend of mine told me about Bitcoin, I think about 7 years ago, and I was skeptical about it. And I think at that time, Bitcoin was less than $10,000 a unit. Right now, I think it's depending on the day, maybe it's about $45,000 or more or less, because it moves up and down all the time. And, there are two sides to the debate about Bitcoin, whether it's a good form of investment or not. I myself, I did some trading on cryptos last year, and I know the IRS right now, they are trying to, get all the taxes that from the profit that you made trading Bitcoin. So I know we live in an information age. Technology is going to continue to drive the way we do things. So when you think about Bitcoin, Jewel, versus investing in stocks, bonds, and maybe real estate, are there, and I think you mentioned one in terms of you can travel around with your Bitcoin, without versus carrying $1 million cash, for example, you can't possibly do that. What are the benefits that Bitcoin offer, that people are not seeing right now, that you think if more people know about this, they'll want to jump on board and start, trading cryptos?
Yeah, no, that's a really great question, Bola. I mean, first of all, it's digital currency, it's digital money, it's digital gold. There is only a certain amount of Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency that's been made. So where with the dollar, if the Federal Reserve just says, hey, we're going to go in the back and print some more money, they can do that. But what happens when you have something that there is an unlimited amount available, right? You're going to start to see a depreciating asset. It's not going to keep, its appreciation. So when you look at cryptocurrency, it's like the digital network, and then you can compare it to like what happened with Facebook, which is a social network. Facebook users, Mark Zuckerberg and the Winklevoss twins just had an idea that we want to be able to communicate with our friends, after graduating from college. And so they created this whole social network that allows them to do that. By the way, Mark Zuckerberg tried to cheat the Winklevoss twins out of it and say, you didn't have anything to do with it, but they actually won $65 million. So I think they did have something to do.
Yeah, I know.
You guys were financial experts, and they said, hey, we're really looking at cryptocurrency. We're really looking at the fact that it's digital, and we want in. And so now they're in, they've developed the whole cryptocurrency financial platform that allows people to be able to buy and sell. But again, in a nutshell, it is a financial network that basically it's not going anywhere. It's based on technology. And so if you want to become wealthy, You need to be accumulating cryptocurrency. I cannot say that enough. Bitcoin and Ethereum, in addition to mainly, I don't care if it's $10 a week. I don't care if it's $100 a week. Like, you need to be accumulating it. I started buying it when it was $3,500. Now it's right at $47,000. So just think about that. If you were able to 3 or 4 years start buying Bitcoin at $3,700 and today it's 47,000, are you up or up?
Yeah,
right?
Very hot. Yeah.
Right. And so you've got to make sure you are positioned to make sure that when these swings happen in the markets, the swings are not to hurt you, but they are to scare you. The swings literally make you wealthy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's when it's on sales. That's when, the price drop off. That's the right time for people to jump in and buy more. So thank you very much for sharing that. So I think this is a good time to, move a little bit and talk about the Millionaires Club. I don't like reinventing the wheel. I like, learning from people that are already, achieving success. And by all means, Jewel, you have results. You've empowered people that are already making 6 figures in income annually. So to my audience right now that I want to learn about how to, trade Bitcoin or any crypto for that matter, they have an option. They can go online and start Googling, oh, what should I do? Or they can connect with you. How? If they want to connect with you, which is the best method that I always recommend, how can they do that? Do they have to join the Millionaires Club? And if they do join your club, are there some fees that they will be paying? Maybe is it based on subscription? Please break it down for us, Jewel.
So there are a couple things. One, if you have, so the Millionaires Club is $29 a month. That basically gives you access to everything. You're learning how to trade. You can learn how to, but mainly you're learning how to negotiate, how to be aggressive in business, banking, accounting, real estate, oil, gold, silver, cryptocurrency, like anything that I do at all, I'm going to make sure that they get it. I'm going to even talk about how, I make sure that my husband feels like a king, right? I talk about how I've influenced my children to build a legacy. So anything that I'm doing, I make sure that they got it too. Okay. And so that's a big deal. So the club is us twice a month, having these amazing conversations, talking it through, flushing it out, and them learning, right? And so that's pretty much that. Then if they wanted to get involved with me with the crypto and the trading and the Forex, they would reach out to me at jeweltankard.com and just get on there and submit their information. That part is really, really important because it's not what you hear once or twice. It's what you keep hearing and say, okay, I got to move. I remember I had been hearing about Bitcoin for a minute, but it was when one particular instructor on crypto said, okay, I need to really move this. I need to get involved. That's when everything changes. So I would definitely say connect to our community. We have an amazing support team that does really, really well.
Amazing. You said get involved. So if you have been sitting on the sideline, if you have been, procrastinating, now is the time for you to jump in and get involved. Just go to jeweltankard.com. You'll be able to connect with Jewel, and you can join the Millionaires Club by, going on that website. For me, I see something great, something of value, from your club. You said you meet twice a month, and there are a whole bunch of things that people will be learning, negotiating, how to trade, banking, entrepreneurship. That's value packed, in my opinion. And the best way to learn is, get somebody that has done it, so they will show you the way. And that's what Jewel is offering. So thank you very much for that, Jewel. Now, let's talk about, there is a whole lot of women empowerment program out there. And it's a beautiful thing, to empower women. I have two girls myself, and, I want them to be successful, to have a similar chance that my son we have. So that's pretty good. So what is the one thing that you wish more people knew about women in the workplace, especially?
Women still economically are at the bottom of the totem pole in terms of income received by employers. That's a problem. That's a big problem. And then, of course, women kind of saying, I'm not going to worry about that. I'll let my husband do it. But God may have given you the intelligence for it, the genius for it. I think anybody can learn 15 to 30 minutes a day. That's really the time commitment, 15 to 30 minutes a day, and you're done, So I think that I want women to know that, looking cute is great, making sure your hair and clothes are together, but let's make sure you really have a real bag in the account in real life. And joining the club, joining the Millionaires Club is going to give you the boldness, at the same time, the meekness that you did in order to, really, really be successful and do well. Because you got to think about it like this. Inflation. If I'm going to outrun inflation, outrun it, I'm not going to be able to do it at a common job. They're just not going to increase my pay and say, oh, Jewel, gas prices are up, which means groceries is up, which means aluminum is up. Let us, increase your gas prices. They're not going to do that. They're just not. So you have to make sure, again, that you take the control for your life. This is your life. This is your children. Now you might say, well, my husband and I both parented and had the children together. I understand that. But I'm saying, if you want to be able to send them to University of Scotland for the summer versus the Boys and Girls Club, right? Then they're going to have to be some changes that have to be made, and they don't have to be hard.
Perfect. So you are an entrepreneur. I want to learn from you. I want to hear from you. What's the best piece of business advice that you've ever given to anyone? The best advice, an entrepreneur today.
Okay. Keep yourself around big thinkers, big dreamers, and people that have more than you. Because, like my husband and I, we're bi-coastal. We've been blessed. We have 4 different homes all across the country. Our main home is here in Murfreesboro, right outside of Nashville, Tennessee. But the decision came first that we were bi-coastal. Then we were hanging out with people that were bi-coastal. So when we had the conversation about getting additional homes, it wasn't like, why are you going to do that? That costs too much. We don't have to do with any of that. The people we talk were like, that's a great idea. You guys are always back and forth to Detroit or always back and forth to Florida for whatever reason. That makes sense. You want be around people that normalize the wealth conversation and that don't make you feel like you got to compromise or back down.
Absolutely. You see, they've said it several times. Your association determines, your progress in life. So the people you associate with matters a lot. So we've heard about, the success story. And I know that in life, we all make mistakes. I want to learn from you now. What are those maybe business mistakes that you've made in the past, and maybe one lesson that you learn from it moving forward?
I would say not trusting my own instinct. You gotta trust your own instinct. And it's good to have counsel, good sound counsel. That's great, but make sure you trust your instinct, okay? Because sometimes people don't want to do things because they're afraid. Sometimes they don't have a witness. Don't do it. But always go back to respecting your own witness, because I think that's where the real wealth lies. When I learned how to trust my own instinct, I had way more wins than I had lessons.
Great.
Your questions are great, Bola. This is so fun today. Thank you.
Oh, no, that's absolutely good because the more you can trust your instincts, you'll be able to build confidence. And you spoke about making decisions, and it's all about making decisions in life. You said we should decide. People that want to be millionaire, make that decision that hey,
make the
I want to,
decision.
yeah, so that's good. That's good. Very good. So, Joel, we've come to the end of the interview. But before we let you go, can you let us know how, and I know you have a live program coming up tomorrow. I also want to talk about that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I want you to tell my audience how they can connect with you, how they can, follow you so that they can learn more from you.
Sure. So everything is Jewel Tankard, Jewel Tankard, Tankard, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. My website is jeweltankard.com. And my live is going to be on my Facebook page with Kim Kiyosaki at 3:30 Central Standard. So you guys check us out. It'll be a great, great conversation. And if you're interested in doing network marketing with me, learning about crypto, building a wealth portfolio, I am here for it and would love to work with you. So thank you guys so much. Thank you again, Bola, for having me. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Joel, for connecting with us today. We've learned a lot from you. And that's the end of the show, guys. I hope you found this beneficial. Thank you, Joel.